The following is a special Wayne Hills television sports presentation.
There was a time.
Look at that, he's back in the pocket, and he's going for Greg Olson, and he caught it!
For many years.
Triple covered, sticks it in there, flags on the play. Van Penen ahead to the 20, looking for the sideline. He's across the 10, near the goal line, dives. Touchdown, Red.
The Wayne Hills Patriots were nearly unstoppable. And losing was never an option.
Watch number 75, Jason Abadesi, delivers a knockout.
But just last week, the unforeseen tragedy struck.
But Wayne Valley is running it to the outside, and quarterback number 11, Luke Primerano, refuses to go down. He scores a touchdown.
The Patriots fell to crosstown rival Wayne Valley. At some schools, this is just another loss.
Who's gonna hang your head, pal? Not tonight!
But at Wayne Hills, it's the start of a revenge.
He's gonna run, and he pulls it into the end zone. Beautiful throw, and what a catch! Double coverage. Christian Rodriguez gets the touchdown again.
One that no school will want to be a part of. And Hills will stop at nothing until they're state champs. The first victim, the Tenafly Tigers. It begins tonight. Wayne Hills, Tenafly, next.
Welcome to Patriots Stadium at Wayne Hills High School for a riveting game between the Wayne Hills Patriots and the Tenafly Tigers. I'm Eric Newman alongside Mike Caggiano. And Mike, last week Wayne Hills had a disappointing loss against Wayne Valley.
Yes, I would tend to agree with that. The Valley defense was ferocious.
Yeah, but this Wayne Hills team in the first half got outscored 23-0, but in the second half they showed some signs of improvement, outscoring Wayne Valley 17-0. Justin DeGroat really came into his own in the second half, did a great job of managing the game, and at the end almost gave him a shot to win.
Yes, I think the key to DeGroat's success last game was definitely the short passes and the screens.
Yeah, and it's really building his confidence with short passes. Maybe this game he might throw some long passes, go deep to Moskal or Preston or someone else.
I think the Patriot offense needs to come out with a couple of runs, and then they need to start with screens and short passes.
Speaking of the running game, Steve Pasterla and Christian Rodriguez played fantastically last week. Steve Pasterla had 2 big kick returns, and also at fullback came in and made some huge plays. And Chris Rodriguez, all season's been playing fantastic, had touchdowns in both games against Northern Highlands and against Wayne Valley. What can we expect from them tonight?
Well, I'll tell you what, Pasterla was very impressive. As an up man, he managed a 15-yard run back, which is amazing. And Coach saw that his potential and moved him back, and he still had a great return.
Yeah, and after this, we're going to hear Coach's speech at Wayne Hills High School.
4 wide receivers, 7 wide, back to pass, throws a ball, and it's going to be intercepted by Roddy Treese. Treese has a cakewalk into the end zone, and Treese brings it in for the touchdown. What a turn of events, folks.
Run to the ball better. Remember what I told you guys. Tonight is not about if we can win or not win. How much better can each of you play? That's our goal tonight. Everybody plays better than they did last week. Mistakes, missed tackles, missed block, whatever it may be. All right? Everybody eliminates their mistakes. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're doing now. All right? Each game, we're trying to get better as a team. And to get better as a team, each guy's got to get better. And that's what this is about, guys. All right? That's what tonight is. Eliminate last week's mistakes. We need to make catches. If we need to dive, we need to dive. Eric, Preston, we need to dive and make catches sometimes. Ball's not always going to be on you. If we win the toss, obviously we'll defer, and we need to get down there. Now you got to handle the quarterback. Now, I know one thing. If I'm in cover 3 and they're in 4 verticals, I know they want to try to. So our Sid and Will's got to back up a hair. All right, we're in blue coverage, and they're in four verticals. All right, spread formation. Our outside backers stay inside. Wall off. Nobody comes across. We don't need to be we're too wide. Our alignment's too wide. Defensive line, got to play with our eyes. All right, we got to play with our eyes. You got to see what's happening. Can't be robots. All right, you can't be robots. We can't walk you through everything. Somewhere along the line, this is game 3 now for some of you new guys. This is game 3 with a big game under your belt. Let's go. Let's play like that now. Let's play like that. We're down tonight. We'll introduce the starting defense. Okay? And let's just get out there and get after it. Captains, they'll make the choice. Of course, if we win, we'll defer. If they win, I'm assuming they're going to take the ball. And we'll defend the snack bar if they win, take the ball. Hey, I don't want to see any cramps tonight. I think a lot of that, I know it sounds crazy. I think that's mental. All right? I think that's mental. I've never seen anybody cramp after a touchdown. I've never seen anybody cramp after a sack of a quarterback. I see guys cramp after negative things. That's mental. Trust me when I tell you that. That's mental. You got to push yourself through that. We're in too good condition to cramp. So I don't want to see that.
At defensive end, number 59, Derek Bastanek, number 59. At defensive tackle, number 77, Rob Levine, number 77. At defensive tackle, number 78, James Kelly, number 78. At defensive end, number 3, Justin Hogan, number 3. At linebacker, number 6, Christian Rodriguez, number 6. At linebacker, number 37, Ryan Cardux, number 37. At linebacker, number 31, Nick Trentacosta, number 31. At linebacker, number 22, Eric Moskal, number 22. At cornerback, number 12, Preston Quinn, number 12. And at safety, number 10, Kyle Hunsiger, number 10. And at cornerback, number 9, Robbie Schiller, number 9. And let's welcome the rest of the Patriots squad. Visiting squad from Tenafly, the Tenafly Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
welcome back. That was a fantastic speech by Coach Olson. Andrew, you had the pleasure of being able to stand in and listen to it. What did you get from it?
Well, Eric, he basically said, give the extra effort. If you're on offense, you're a wide receiver, you're going for a catch, you dive if you have to. And you're on defense, you're a defensive lineman, you get knocked down, you get back up, and you go after the ball. Also, he said, if you get a cramp, that's mental, you know. You never see players who get cramps after a touchdown, after a sack. They only get cramps after bad plays. So that was pretty interesting to hear from Coach Olson.
Yeah, football really is a game of inches and yards, and if you give that extra effort, that can take that extra yard, extra couple inches, that can pick up that first down, and Coach Olson was really trying to push that there. And now we're going to talk to our fourth member of our group, Mike DeFury, on the sideline.
Well, thanks, guys. I think Wayne Hills is going to establish the power run game tonight and really open up the play action late in the game. I look for this game to be close early, and then Wayne Hills breaks it open before halftime. Now, Wayne Hills really needs to get some confidence in their quarterback, Justin DeGroat, tonight, as he looks to continue a long season all the way up to the playoffs. They will rely on Justin DeGroat after the run game gets shut down, but let's hope that doesn't happen. Justin DeGroat needs to make some throws to boost his confidence tonight for the rest of the season. Thanks, guys. Back up to you.
Thanks, Mike. And now it's game time. So, Andrew, what can we expect to see tonight?
Well, it's Justin DeGroat's second game as the starting QB. Don't expect any jitters like last game. I think he's full of confidence. I think he's going to have a great game tonight.
Yeah, when we saw Justin walk around the hallways today, he seemed focused on the game. He seemed like he knows what he's going to do. He knows the first play of the game and the 20th play of the game. He is ready to make an impact.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely needs to start strong with some short throws and gradually get into those long throws.
And what can we expect to see out of the running game from Wayne Hills? It's been fantastic the last 2 weeks. Can we expect to see more of the same, or you think the Tenafly defense will catch on to it? Or
I think you're going to see even better. Last week, it didn't really get started until the second half. I think right out of the gate, Christian Rodriguez, Robbie Schiller, they're going to have a fantastic game.
Yeah, it's definitely Christian Rodriguez's turn to carry the team on his back this season. He was a monster against Wayne Valley, and I expect the same type of performance tonight.
Yeah, against Wayne Valley, he had that big touchdown. He was really picking up big yards on a couple plays in the second half. I can expect to see a fantastic game from Christian Rodriguez tonight.
And also, watch out for Steve Pasterla. Last week, he had a couple amazing returns on the kickoff, and he had some good plays at fullback. I think this is going to be even a more breakout game for him.
Yeah, Steve Pasterla didn't get much action in the Northern Highlands game until the third or fourth quarter. What do you think spurred that extra playing time that he was able to get against Valley?
Well, I think it was that first kickoff return he had. He got about 40 yards. I think that's where they realized, this is our man. We need to play him more.
Yeah, after that great kickoff return, you really saw him coming into the game more and more at running back. He got a second kickoff return, and really, that's how you get into the game. You show the extra effort, like Coach Olson said in his speech. You show that you want to be on the field. You want to score touchdowns. You want to gain yards. You want to help out your team in any way possible.
Yeah, so it was actually quite amazing to watch him as an up man on an onside kick return it for 15 yards. I thought that was quite impressive.
And now we're about to get ready for the kickoff. Eric Martinez tees it up. What do you think the special team is going to be doing here on this play?
I think it's going to be a touchback. We got the best kicker in the league.
Yeah, Eric Martinez has really been fantastic this season. He's made every single kick that he's had for points after touchdowns, his one field goal against Valley, and he gets touchbacks on almost every single kickoff. Let's see what happens here. And the kick is up. It's deep. And just like you predicted, Andrew, that's about to be a touchback. Tenafly is going to start off with the ball on the 20-yard line. You think they're going to start off with a run, or you think they're going to go for a big play on first down?
Well, I'm not too familiar with Tenafly's game plan, but I think they're going to start off with a run like most teams usually do.
Yeah, it's important to your first play of the game show that you can pick up 3-4 yards against this great Wayne Hills defense and do something big.
Yeah, I agree. Or you might see them go with the play action here.
Yeah, maybe throw Wayne Hills off balance the play action. Wayne Hills might be expecting the run. You do the play action. Quarterback Steve Sobo might get to the outside, make a big pass, and something big might be happening for Tenafly here.
And the big star sophomores, Justin Hogan and Derek Basnick, on the line to start.
And Steve Sobo under center, ready to lead his team. And there's the handoff. And Tenafly, big yards, but a gigantic hit by number 10, Kyle Hunsinger. That was a big hit there.
That was the extra effort Coach Olson's talking about. Guess what? He could have wrapped him up by the legs, but Kyle went high, hard, and got a huge hit there.
That's exactly what he did last week against Valley to force a fumble.
Yeah, and if you're the running back for Tenafly there, you might be peeking around a little bit, see where Kyle Hunzinger is if you don't want to get hit like that again.
I would definitely be peeking around. That would probably scare me a little bit, that hit.
Yeah, he had a fantastic gain there. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3 here, but really, after that hit, you might be thinking, let's run it a little bit slower. Don't want to get big contact like that. And now Tenafly is going to run the ball again. But Wayne Hill's fantastic penetration. 4 men gets the ball carrier and take him down for a loss of about 3 or 4. That was a great play by Wayne Hills.
That was fantastic. Every defensive lineman got through, and they're just showing they want to win. They want to start winning.
Yeah, Rob Levine had a great hit there.
And Wayne Hills on first down there gave up a 7-yard gain. I feel like they felt it was important to push them back a little bit. Don't let them have an easy 3rd down conversion on the next play after that. And that Wayne Hills defensive line really just bursted right through the Tenafly offensive line, got to the ball carrier immediately.
Yeah, that was a great play. Made them lose 4 yards. You can't ask for a better play.
And Tenafly in shotgun here. Can expect a big pass on 3rd and 7. Steve Silva drops back. He rolls right. He's looking for a man. And a great pass by Tenafly. But fumble. Ball's on the ground. Recovered by Eric Moskal. And that's exactly what you want if you're Wayne Hills. You want to force turnovers early and often. And right there, force the first turnover of the game. What can you expect to see of Wayne Hills' defense for the rest of this game?
I can see a lot more plays like that happening. And guess what? Justin DeGroat's first drive this game, and Steve Pasterla is starting.
Yeah, Steve Pasterla. He played fantastic last week. No reason for him not to be playing this week. Let's see what he can do on this play.
Yeah, Steve Pasterla last week really impressed me.
And the Wayne Hills defense, that play was big because Tenafly was able to pick up the first down if they were able to secure the ball. But Wayne Hills defense made sure they fumbled the ball, and now they have the ball on 45-yard line, a fantastic field position. Justin DeGroat under center here, though. Let's see what he does. Hands the ball off to Robbie Schiller. And he makes one man miss, but he can only pick up a gain of 1 or 2 there. What do you think about that play?
That wasn't a terrible play. You thought he was going to be tackled in the backfield, but he made a gain out of it.
That play really opens up play action and runs to the inside with Christian Rodriguez.
And Robbie Schiller, we see that he often likes to bounce to the outside. Do you think that run was a good setup for him to show that he can run to the outside in future runs throughout this game?
Yeah, it definitely was. Usually, yeah, we see him go to the outside. There, he brought it out and then brought it back in, which was the smart decision.
And now we got Christian Rodriguez in the backfield. Justin DeGroat under center for the 2nd and 9. Seems to be some confusion at the line. And the snap is fumbled. Now, when you see a snap muffed like that, do you think it's more the center snapping it poorly, or do you think it's the quarterback thinking too much about what he's going to do next and not thinking about the most basic thing in the game is just picking up the ball?
Well, Coach Olson in the locker room speech, he said to Doug Wardle, guess what? You know your quarterback, Justin DeGroat's voice. Don't get confused by the other team. So guess what? It's probably on both of them. He may have not spoken too loudly. That's what happens.
Well, it's definitely on both of their parts there. It's the center's opportunity to get it up and then Justin's to grab it.
And Wayne Hills really caught a break there. They gained 2 yards on the fumble, and it could have been Tenafly ball, and they could have had fantastic field position for the next drive. And play action here, Justin DeGroat, a great pass. And Wayne Hills going to keep running. Number 37, Ryan Cardux, the tight end. That was a fantastic play by Wayne Hills.
That was a fantastic play. And guess what? That just boosts Justin DeGroat's confidence.
Definitely. That was definitely what DeGroat was looking for here.
Yeah, Wayne Hills goes run on the first play. You assume they were going to go run on the second play. You're Tenafly, maybe you're thinking they're going to go run on the third play. Justin DeGroat hits him with the big play action, a fantastic pass to Ryan Cardux for a big gain, and that's what you want to see if you're Wayne Hills. Move the chains, get closer and closer to the end zone until you can finally punch it in.
And obviously Tenafly knows Kevin Olson is out, so they think we're going to run more, but if Justin DeGroat throws like that, we can throw it a lot more.
And Christian Rodriguez, big run, gets about 11 yards on the play, and there's a flag on the field. What do you see there?
Could have been something like face mask or even holding. We'll see who's in favor on this call.
But this was what I said before. This is definitely Christian Rodriguez's strong point in between the tackles.
Yeah, when Christian is able to run between the tackles, he feels at home. He sees the defense, he thinks they're not even going to try and tackle him. They're scared of the big presence that is Christian Rodriguez.
And that was a face mask call the referee signaled.
And if you're Wayne Hills, that's a fantastic sign. Get to pick up a couple more yards after the great run. It's like an extra birthday present the day after your birthday. You know, you got the big gain on your birthday, and then you get the extra yards from the face mask. Pick up some more yards.
It's like having your birthday right around Christmas. 2 holidays right at once.
And now let's see what Wayne Hills can do here. Dustin DeGroat gets under center. The handoff to Christian Rodriguez. He finds a hole. He pushes. Did he get in there? Yeah, touchdown, Christian Rodriguez. A great run by Christian Rodriguez. He carried a man about 2 or 3 yards in that play. What did you see there?
I saw what he's been doing all season. It takes more than 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits to bring him down. And guess what? They didn't bring him down until he got a touchdown.
Power football, that's exactly what the Patriots are looking to do here. That opens up the play action, like I've been saying.
And that's what Coach Olson preached in his pregame speech. Extra effort. Christian Rodriguez showed the extra effort on that play and was able to score the touchdown. And now Eric Martinez setting up for the PAT here. And I'd be surprised if he did anything else but kick it in. Good snap. Ball's down. And Eric Martinez, again, perfect PAT.
I believe that's 9 for 9 on the season.
And 9 for 9 on the season on PATs. And when people watch football, they assume it's a really easy thing to kick a PAT. But we saw just last week, Wayne Valley's kicker hit it right off the post, and that can be a killer in a game like this. But Eric Martinez, a surefire bet to kick it in between the crossbar.
Especially, there's pressure. Kicking is probably one of the highly pressured positions in any sport.
We saw that last season with the Baltimore Ravens and Billy Cundiff.
Yeah, that's true, we did.
When you see a kicker get too much in his head, he might kick it wide left, wide right. But Eric Martinez seems cool, calm, and collected on the field every single day. This is what he's used to. He's used to just kicking the ball. He knows that his foot's going to meet the ball perfectly, and it's going to go right in between the uprights.
Mike, you think this is going to be a touchback?
I think so.
Let's see what happens here. Eric Martinez, after the PAT, likes to get that touchback. He likes to kick it deep, show off his leg strength. I wouldn't be surprised if he kicked it right through the uprights again.
It's a pretty hard thing to do, Eric.
Yeah, it would be like a 70-yard field goal. Let's see what happens. Eric Martinez getting ready to kick it off. Kick is up and deep. Right over the heads of the Tenafly kick returners, and they're going to have to take it at the 20 again.
That's 2 for 2 on touchbacks.
Now, what does that bring to a team when you have your kicker able to make the other team start at the 20 every single time? You don't have to worry about them starting at the 40 or in your own territory. What does that really do for a defense?
It just puts you in the best situation possible. If you kick it to them, they can run it, like you said, 20, 30, 40 yards, and you never want that. So a touchback is always the best thing.
Well, yes, definitely. A touchback also gives you the an opportunity to get a nice sack and get less yardages.
Yeah, it does. You're right.
And this Wayne Hills defense, after the fantastic, stingy defense there against Tenafly in their last drive, don't expect anything else. They're going to be going for sacks. They're going to be going for fumbles, interceptions, whatever they can do to stop this Tenafly offense.
They're definitely going to be working 120% here.
And it looks like the refs are saying some things to the Wayne Hills defense. What's going on here?
I think, are they re-kicking?
Flag on the play, offsides against the Patriots. They will re-kick.
So there was a flag on the play, offsides on Wayne Hills Patriots. They're going to have to re-kick the ball. How often do you see that?
I was just going to say, you hardly ever see offsides on a kickoff.
And it was a touchback anyways. What's the point of calling that? It's not like there's going to be any chance of a return.
Well, yeah, it didn't affect the play.
Now, if you're Eric Martinez, do you think that's more confidence to kick this ball as hard as possible and get it another touchback? Or you think you're feeling kind of down, you're like, wow, my team let me down, now I'm going to kick it short and not put as much power as I can?
I think Eric's going to put as much power as he possibly can, like he does every other kick.
And it seems like they moved it up 5 yards and not back. You think the refs will correct that, or you think Eric Martinez is going to have a chip shot easily kicking it into the end zone of Tenafly here?
We were just informed the penalty was against Tenafly. Our statistician, Alex Cashman, told us that information.
So you're telling me that there's a touchback, and they're going to make Wayne Hills re-kick the kick? Can't they decline the penalty?
I don't know.
And here we go for the second time in a row. Eric Martinez getting ready to kick it off. And it is a booming kick. It might go in. Ooh, almost went in between the uprights.
Just short.
55-yard field goal.
would actually be a 65-yard field goal because he's on the other 45.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's a big kick for a freshman kick or a high school kicker. He's a junior in high school now.
Yeah. He was a freshman a couple years ago. You almost got that one right.
And now, like I said before, this Wayne Hills defense coming out ready to start off with some more great defense again. Now, if you're the defense, you think you're all ready, you're all juiced up to come out there, and then they pull you back to the sideline, you have to watch another kickoff. Does that affect you in any way?
No, it doesn't. I think you're fired up from the last defensive stop. I think they're ready for this.
Steve Sobo under center. Looks like it's going to be a blitz from Wayne Hills. And a fantastic pass by Tenafly, picking up about 9 or 10 yards there. That's a great play for Tenafly.
That's what they have to do against this Wayne Hills defense. Somewhat short passes, just keep moving the chains if you're Tenafly.
Yeah, and if you can move the chains like that, I mean, their passing game seems like it's fantastic. Last drive, they were able to pick up that big 15-yard gain on third down. And besides the fumble, I mean, that was a fantastic play, and it seems like their quarterback really feels in sync with these wide receivers to make some big plays tonight.
Yeah, you can tell he definitely has a lot of confidence with this team.
Yeah, definitely. He's a senior, so he's very confident with his playing ability.
And Steve Sobo getting ready to go under center here and see if he can make another big pass. It's going to be a run on first down for Tenafly. And their running back is really able to pull it to the outside a little bit, but Wayne Hill's not letting him get the first down.
Yeah, you saw a big hit from Christian Rodriguez. Usually you see big hits from him on offense.
Yeah, Christian Rodriguez, whenever he's on the field, you can expect a big hit. If he's in the game on offense, defense, special teams, pregame warm-up, sometimes he stays after the game and just kind of pretends to tackle imaginary friends. I don't even know. But
does he do that, Eric?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
If we were rolling tape after the game, you could watch him on the field practicing, getting low, and really decking some kids.
Okay.
And now Tenafly, 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain on first down. And looks like some tricky defense by Wayne Hills. And the pass is dropped by Tenafly there. If you're a wide receiver, you got to catch the ball and then get ready to run. You can't be thinking that you're just going to catch the ball, look up ahead of the field before the ball even's in your hands.
Yeah, number 44, Nico Blake. He's definitely going to have to think twice next time he decides to catch and run. He's catch it and then go.
Yeah, he definitely saw open field and saw an open touchdown for Tenafly.
I don't know if that play would have been a touchdown, but it would have been a very big gain for Tenafly if he was able to reel that one in.
At least 10 to 15 yards. Yeah.
Now, if you're Tenafly, 3rd and 7, do you pass it again, or are you scared that your team's going to drop it like last time?
It's 3rd and 7. I pass.
Looks like that's what they're going to do. Steve Sobo in the shotgun. And when you see shotgun, you generally think pass. He drops back. Big blitz by Wayne Hills. And is that intercepted by Wayne Hills? No, the ref says it was not intercepted. The ball hit the ground first. I don't know about that one. It looked intercepted to me.
That looked, yeah, it could go either way, but that was a great play by Ryan Cardux.
And the whole Wayne Hills defensive line really just got in there in a second and a half to bring the quarterback down. And when you're the quarterback in that situation, you just kind of throw the ball away and not even look in front of you to see that there's a big defensive lineman ready to pick the ball off.
Yeah, the defensive line has been playing second to none tonight.
Yeah, definitely. That definitely goes back to what Olsen said in the locker room.
Yeah, that's all it is. Give the extra effort. That's how you win games.
And now it's 4th and 7, and Tenafly's going to have to punt it to these great Wayne Hills kick returners. Looks like Christian Rodriguez and Robbie Schiller back to field this kick. And the ball's up in the air. Seems like he kicked it right out of bounds, about the 45, 40-yard line. Do you think he kicked it out of bounds on purpose, or do you think he just miskicked it there?
Honestly, I can't answer that until I see his next punt. That may be his game plan, but I don't know.
Yeah, when you see two fantastic kick returners like Robbie Schiller and Christian Rodriguez back there, if I'm a punter, I kick it right out of bounds every single time.
Yeah, definitely. Those are two menacing figures in the backfield.
And now it's Wayne Hills offense, after the great touchdown on their last drive, looks to do more of the same on this one. And they seem really confident that they're going to make some big plays today. Justin DeGroat in the shotgun. Robbie Schiller in motion. The handoff to Robbie Schiller. He gets to the outside, looking for space. And he's not able to find any, only a 1-2 yard gain there.
The Tenafly defense has really been able to stop that run to the outside. You usually see Robbie Schiller get 10, 20-yard runs on that.
Yeah, Wayne Hills often runs that play where the quarterback's in shotgun. You think they're going to pass. Robbie Schiller comes in motion, and they hike the ball, hand it off to him real quick. And the defense is often stunned by it, but I guess Tenafly has been doing their homework, watching some tape, and they know a little bit about this Wayne Hills game plan.
So we saw a great throw by Justin DeGrow on that last drive. We'll see if he starts throwing it a little more.
Yeah, I mean, last week against Wayne Valley, he seemed to have some troubles, but this week he seems like he's ready to make some big passes. And Tenafly, a fantastic play by their defensive line, able to cut right through and bring the running back down in the backfield. Now it's going to be 3rd and long for Wayne Hills, and you never like to see that if you're Wayne Hills.
But this is definitely a passing situation, so we'll see Justin DeGrow's arm here.
That was a big play for the Tenafly defense, just what they needed.
Now, if you're Wayne Hills, what type of pass are you trying to throw here? Are you trying to go deep, get a 20, 30-yard gains? Or are you just looking for short, maybe 7-yard, and trying to run it up a little bit? What's the game plan on 3rd down here?
Well, since it's 3rd down, I think you want at least 14 yards so you get the first down.
And Justin DeGrow, play action again. And great pressure by Tenafly brings him back in the backfield at about the 30-yard line. This Tenafly defense looks like they're here to play too.
They've definitely been watching the tape, and they know Wayne Hills' game plan.
Yeah, no, that was a ferocious sack. Comes right back to that 3rd down play.
And this Tenafly defense, 2 straight plays, able to make Wayne Hills lose yards. Is this a bad sign for Wayne Hills, or do you think this is something they can overcome?
Well, the score is 7-0, so I think they can overcome it.
And now Wayne Hills getting ready to punt the ball. And Tenafly going with the 1 punt returner formation, that's not something you generally see in high school football. The punt is up, and there's no one near the ball. And it's just going to keep rolling. A great punt. About 60 yards on that punt.
That was a heads-up play by Craig Kuhnlein and Preston Quinn not to pick it up until it stopped.
Yeah, that's what you like to see if you're Wayne Hills. Great special teams players out there making smart plays. They're not just thinking, we got to hit the guy who picks up the ball. They're thinking about, what do we do when the ball hits the ground? This situation, what do we do? That situation, what do we do? These players are well coached, and they know exactly what they have to do today.
Discipline. That's what it comes down to on that play.
And now Tenafly, after that great defensive stance on 2nd and 3rd down against Wayne Hills, do you think this offense will ride that momentum, or what can you expect to see on this drive?
I think they'll definitely be riding that momentum. That was a huge stop for them. 2 sacks. It was great.
And Steve Sobo in shotgun formation. Play action run. He's going to keep it himself. He's making men miss left and right, but he's only able to pick up 2 yards. When you become a running back as a quarterback, you can't be thinking, I got to run east and west. You got to go north. You got to keep running straight. I don't know what he was thinking, trying to make men miss, trying to dazzle around, dancing in the backfield. You got to try and find your blockers, find the hole, and go right through it.
Well, Steve Sobo, he did get a gain there, which was good. But you saw Derek Bassick there. He started on the right side, and he ended up on the left side because he gave the extra effort. He didn't stop until the ball carrier was down.
Yeah, sometimes in football you see when it's a run to the right and you're the right end, you just kind of let him go because you think there's no chance of you getting there. But when you put the extra effort in, that's how you make a big tackle on 1st down. Steve Sobo in shotgun. He drops back, looking for a man. He goes deep, but a little bit of an overthrow there by Steve Sobo.
Well, that's definitely not part of his repertoire, I guess.
Yeah, and that could have been a big play if Daniel Torres was able to get out 5-10 more yards, but Steve Sobo it looked like a great pass. The ball's in the air. I thought, wow, that was reminiscent of Kevin Olson, what we saw earlier in the season. But he just overthrew him by 5-10 yards there.
It looked like the corner on that left side jammed the wide receiver at the line.
And now if you're Tenafly, it's 3rd and 6. You pass it on 2nd down, trying to trick this Wayne Hills defense. Do you go for the run, or you try to go for that same play, just didn't work on 2nd down?
You could definitely try a pass again. The running game has been working somewhat, so I could see a run here.
Steve Sobo in shotgun drops back, looking for a man. It's a screen. The crowd's yelling it out. I don't think the players hear it. And Tenafly is able to pick up the 1st down.
They did a little bit of both there. They did a run and a pass in the same play.
Yeah, well, after he caught the ball, he started running. That's what you like to see when you play offense.
Well, that's the idea of a screen, Andrew.
Yeah, it is.
1st down for Tenafly. That's a great game plan by the coaches. They're thinking it's 3rd down. They're not thinking we got to throw it past the chains. They're thinking let's throw a short pass, let our running back do the dirty work, pick up the 1st down. And now Tenafly, after that great 3rd down conversion, they're looking to do more of the same, moving the chains here on 1st down. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the 1st quarter. And Wayne Hills not allowing this Tenafly running back to get any yards on that play.
They were in the I formation there, traditional running formation. That was definitely what the Patriots read there.
Yeah, that was a great play by Wayne Hills. They had a bad 4 plays before that. To get a nice stop there, that was good for them.
And right after the quarterback handed it off, it seemed like a big circle formed of linemen from both teams, and the running back had nowhere to go.
He ran into his own player. He ran into our and Wayne Hills players. Nowhere to go. You're right.
And now it's 2nd and 11 for Tenafly. They can't be going run again, can they?
No, there's no back.
Yeah, 5 wide receiver formation here. And Steve Sobo, he's going to take it himself. A great play, but just short of the first down, it seems. And there's a flag on the play.
So Steve Sobo, he faked us announcers by we didn't think he was going to run. He also faked the defense there. It was wide open right up the middle.
Yeah, when a defense sees 5 wide receivers, they're thinking there's no way anyone's running here. But they forget that the quarterback, if he has legs, he can really run it through the line and wide open holes like that.
He saw a crease there, and he took it, and he ran for 10 yards.
Yeah, he did.
And what was the flag on the play there, Andrew? Did you see that?
I think it may have been a personal foul of some sort on the defense.
Yeah, the chain seemed to be moving forward and forward and forward, and that's not what you like to see if you're this Wayne Hills defense. And you see Tenafly slowly creeping towards the red zone. You think they might score on this drive?
Well, they have a chance to score on any drive, but they're definitely in pretty good field position here to at least gain a few more yards and get a field goal.
And this Tenafly team really playing a lot of shotgun here. You can look for a lot more as this game progresses. And a play action by Steve Sobo, but this Wayne Hills defense is not fooled. Takes him down in the backfield for about a 7-yard loss. That's a great play by the Wayne Hills defensive line.
Yeah, Nick Trentacosta and Justin Hogan, great read right up the middle, and they took him down.
And it looked like that play was a designed run, but when the quarterback saw that line was coming through, he thought maybe I'll fake the handoff, try to get to the outside, fool the defense, but that defense would not be fooled.
That was just a great team tackle and team sack for the Patriots there.
Now, what do you think they're going to do here on 2nd and 15? It's only 2nd down, so they can still run it. You think you're going to see a pass, though?
No, I think I'm going to see one of those screens again.
Yeah, screen did work on 3rd down a couple plays ago. Don't be surprised if they try to bust that out again. Steve Sobo drops back, looking for a man. Under pressure, he's going farther and farther and farther away, and he just throws it away.
A great play by the Wayne Hills defense. You saw at least 3 guys pass the line. If you're Wayne Hills, that's all you want. You want to get past the line of scrimmage and almost sack the QB or sack the QB.
The defensive line pursuit there was amazing, just like the sack before that.
Yeah, this Wayne Hills defensive line looks like they really want to make some big plays today. They are penetrating through this Tenafly offensive line on almost every single play. And this quarterback, Steve Sobo, is going to have a nightmare of a night if this offensive line can't figure out something to do with this defensive line.
And last week against Wayne Valley, it was the run game that beat Wayne Hills. So this defensive line knows that loss, it wasn't all on them, but that was a huge part of it. They know they got to put in the extra effort tonight and really get a good game out.
Yeah, this Wayne Hills defense is looking to make sure that Tenafly does not score a single point in this game. And there's a flag on Tenafly in the play.
Timeout Tigers.
Never mind, it was a timeout by the Tenafly Tigers there. What do you think they could be discussing in this timeout 3rd and 15 here?
They're discussing what kind of play they can do to get a first down. What else would they be discussing, Eric?
Well, I actually think they lined up in the wrong formation there.
And Tenafly, it's 3rd and 15. You don't be surprised if you see one of those 5 wide receiver sets again and Steve Sobo just run it right up the middle. You think that could fool the Wayne Hills defense if they busted out a play like that?
It worked before. This one is much longer yardage. They need more yards. So it's definitely believable that 5 wide they're going to pass, obviously. But I could see them running it.
But if Wayne Hills has that mindset, maybe they go for the run, pick up a big 15, 20-yard gain, and now they're getting real close to the end zone if they can do that.
Well, the Tigers don't necessarily have to go for the first down on this play. They can wait till 4th down because they still are a ways away from field goal territory.
You go for it on 4th down against this Wayne Hills defense. That's a scary thing to do. You got 1 play to pick up the first down. If you don't get it, you're giving Wayne Hills fantastic field position, and that's something you never want to do.
Yeah, that's pretty risky if you're Tenafly to go against them on 4th down. I don't think I see that too often.
And now, trips right for this Tenafly team. Let's see what Steve Sobo does in the shotgun. He drops back, looking for a man. And it's intercepted by Wayne Hills, and it looks like he is going to take it all the way. There's no one coming near him, and number 31, Nick Trentacosta, a fantastic interception on the tip ball there.
That was a fantastic play by Nick Trentacosta. That's exactly what this defense needed. They were giving up a lot of yards to Tenafly on that drive. To get the interception, get the touchdown, that's what you want.
I see a momentum change in the Patriots' favor here.
And that was just the old tip drill there. You saw the wide receiver tip the ball in the air, and Nick Trentacosta just made a big play, picked it off. He saw daylight, and he was not going to be denied that touchdown.
Well, he definitely has some speed. You know, he does sprinting for the track team. You saw some speed right there.
And now we got Eric Martinez lining up for another extra point.
You think 10 for 10?
We all know it's going in. Look at that. Again, right through the middle of the uprights. Eric Martinez is just a fantastic kicker.
You think he did that with his eyes closed?
I think he could. I think he could do it while he sleeps. He might try to change it up, go lefty for a couple kicks.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Eric is a great kicker for the Patriots.
Yeah, he's perfect on PATs for the season. You can't ask for more than that.
Now Wayne Hills up 14-0 here with 19 seconds left. You think it might be a good... Oh, we actually have a replay of that interception by Nick Trentacosta. Let's see what happened on that play. And it looks like he's just going to take it all the way here. 20-yard sprint is what we just saw on that play, on that screen there. And the defense was nowhere, or the offense, as I might say, was nowhere near him. He was going to take it all the way the second he picked it off.
When you see big Ryan Cardugs running down the sideline blocking for him, I'd be pretty afraid to go up against him.
Well, Mike, we know you used to be a DePaul Catholic star defensive lineman. So would you really be scared of that?
Well, I wasn't really a star. I just rotated in on the freshman team.
Okay.
You did show some promise of some varsity time in the future, though.
Well, this is true.
And then he transferred to Wayne Hills, and he said, you know what? I'm an announcer.
And Eric Martinez, the big kick there. And it looks like Tenafly just going to let it go for another touchback.
3 for 3 on touchbacks.
And, in some games we see Eric Martinez lose a little bit of juice, and sometimes he kicks it to only the 5-yard line. You think that's something we might see in this game, or you think he's going to be going touchback every single play?
I think he's been practicing. He's been working out. Touchback is what I think.
Yeah, this actually goes right back to what Coach Olson said with the effort. This is his way of putting effort into it.
Not just effort, the extra effort.
The extra effort.
Yeah, the extra effort is definitely important in the game of football. Now Tenafly lines up under center. See what happens here. Quarterback Steve Sobo drops back. He has a man, and a great pass by Steve Sobo. And Tenafly, wide receiver, able to break it open and pick up the first down. That's a great play by Tenafly.
You saw there the wide receiver for Tenafly. 1 hit, 2 hit. He's still going. That was a great play for him.
Yeah, it looked like Wayne Hills had him all wrapped up at it for only an 8-yard gain. He was able to break out of the tackles, pick up a couple extra yards, and that's the extra effort for Tenafly that you'd like to see if you're the coach of Tenafly.
Now, if you're Tenafly, you've had 2 drives in a row with turnovers. What do you think? How do you stop that?
They need to run the football and throw screens.
Okay, you heard it from Coach Mike.
And at the end of the first quarter, Wayne Hills leads 14-0. We'll be right back after this.
High formation for the Patriots right now. And the fans are on their feet. Monahan, look at that. He's back in the pocket. And he's going for Greg Olson. And he caught it! He got it! Touchdown, Patriots! Touchdown, Patriots!
And welcome back to Patriots Stadium for the start of this second quarter. Now, Wayne Hills is up 14-0, but we saw some promising plays by Tenafly there in the first half.
We saw a lot of promising plays, but then we saw some terrible plays. A fumble that was picked up by Wayne Hills' defense, and an interception that was ran back for a touchdown. If you're Tenafly, you can't give up turnovers like that.
Yeah, if Tenafly was able to find a way to not turn the ball over there, this could be a completely different game.
Well, the interception also came off of a tip ball. The Tenafly receivers have to catch that next time.
Let's see what happens here. Steve Sobo with the handoff, and Wayne Hills not allowing this running back to pick up any yards. And if you're a running back for the opposing team against Wayne Hills, what's your thoughts going into the game? Are you nervous? Are you scared? Are you excited? What's the thought process there?
I'm thinking, I'm playing Wayne Hills. Was it 8-time state champions? They must be pretty good. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, this defensive line for Wayne Hills is scary. You look into their eyes and you've seen some mean machines ready for tackling.
Even when you look at Justin Hogan, a sophomore, he's one of the biggest kids out there.
Same thing with Derek Bastanik, Andrew.
And Tenafly, 2nd and 9 here, looking for a big play. And Wayne Hill is showing blitz. Let's see if they bring the heat here. All the time in the world, Steve Sobo throws it deep, right out of bounds.
You saw the really good pressure by Ryan Cardux there. It's a great play for Wayne Hills.
It looked like he had some initial pressure, but then it seemed like the lineman was able to pick him up quick and give the quarterback some extra time, and Steve Sobo just threw it right out of bounds. What's the reasoning for that?
I think he just overthrew him. A lot of QBs do that.
Well, the pressure probably got to him. You saw him step up into the pocket, and there was definitely an extra blocker back there. I wasn't sure if it was a tight end or a running back, but there's definitely an extra blocker.
And now it's 3rd and 9 for Tenafly, and I think everyone here knows that they're going to be passing the ball. And here's the play action. Steve Sobel looking for a man, and he has one. Big first down by Tenafly there.
Coach Olson in the locker room said to the secondary, guess what? You can't make every interception. You got to make the play when they make the reception. And you saw Kyle Hunsiger with a huge hit there.
And Steve Sobel on that play, you saw him trying to dance around a little bit, trying to make some guys miss. And it looked like it might have been a designed run. The secondary really caught up to him, and he found a man wide open. That's a great play.
It's hard to tell with this Tenafly offense because it looks like there's a lot of designed QB runs in their offense.
Yeah, there are a lot of formations where you think definite pass, and then they just run.
Yeah, Steve Sobo, he has a great arm, but don't be surprised if you see him with some more big runs throughout this game.
We'll see what he does here.
Steve Sobo in the I formation. Here's the handoff, and Wayne Hill is not having any of that, taking them back for about a 6 or 7 yard loss.
James Kelly, Rob Levine, Dan Wilcox, great tackle, just getting right through the line.
Yeah, these defensive linemen have been doing this since 4th, 5th grade. They know exactly how to get past the offensive lineman, make the big tackle. And now, if you're Tenafly, you got that first down to play before. And now you have 2nd and 15. It's not something you like to see.
They've had a lot of 2nd and 3rds and longs. What do you do if you're Tenafly to avoid having that?
They definitely need to go to the screen more. They're definitely underusing that play.
I think it worked that one time, but I think Wayne Hills will be ready for it the next time it happens.
Definitely.
Steve Sobo in the shotgun, and they go to the screen that Mike was suggesting, and only able to pick up about 4 or 5 yards on the play. And it's going to be 3rd and long for Tenafly here.
So, like we've been doing all game, we're predicting a pass here, but I think they're going to run. I'm going to change up how I think. I think they're running on this play.
You're going to go out on a limb and say run? I think they may go with the 3rd down play that they went with before, where Steve Sobo pretends like he's going to run, draws the defense in, finds the open man, and maybe picks up a first down if he can make a great throw.
They definitely have a lot of options what they can do here, especially on those different tricky runs, but I'm calling it. I think a run.
See what happens here. Steve Sobo in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers on each side. He drops back. He's looking for a man. He fakes the screen. He rolls out right. And it looks like he just has nowhere to go. He's going to run right out of bounds or throw it out of bounds. It looks like he stepped out there, though.
I've seen a lot of shotgun out of the Tenafly offense. I've only seen them under center once or twice.
Yeah, I think everyone here has seen a lot of shotgun out of them.
Yeah, Tenafly, similar to Wayne Valley last week, loves to go to shotgun. Do you think Tenafly is going to the shotgun so much because they saw it had a lot of success for Wayne Valley last week, or is that just the way Tenafly likes to play some football?
I'm sure they saw the tape against Wayne Valley and saw shotgun runs. They all worked against Wayne Hills last week, but I think that's part of their game plan.
And now it's 4th and 11. Tenafly looking to punt the ball here. Don't be surprised to kick it out of bounds again like last time.
It's the smartest decision if you're Tenafly.
And the punt is up. Christian Rodriguez getting ready to field it. He's got some room. He's breaking some tackles. He's getting to the outside. One man to beat. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, and he is taken down at the 20-yard line. A great return by Christian Rodriguez, and that's not what you want to see if you're a Tenafly offense there.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Did Tenafly's punter punt out of bounds on purpose? Well, guess what? He didn't before, but he should have this time.
Yeah, this Tenafly defense, you can hear him from here groaning. They are not happy that this Wayne Hills team is starting on the 20-yard line. And you know that Wayne Hills is looking to punch it in to make it 21-0 with 8 minutes and 24 seconds left.
Now, if you're Tenafly here, Mike, do you think – I'm thinking touchdown Wayne Hills. If you're Tenafly, do you think that?
They definitely have to be thinking that.
As a matter of fact, I think the Tenafly defense should be thinking, we got to stop Wayne Hills, force a turnover. It's never good when your defense is thinking touchdown for the Wayne Hills offense. And Robbie Schiller looking for some room. He gets to the outside, taken out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
That was a great gain of about 6 or 7.
Yeah, and the Tenafly defense, they can expect a lot of that from Robbie Schiller. He likes to get the ball, look to the left, look to the right, find a way to bounce to the outside and pick up a big gain.
Yeah, we know. He definitely loves running to the outside.
That was a great run. That definitely got him deeper into the end zone.
Yeah, it's on the 10-yard line. They're in the red zone. They're ready for this.
Yes. 2nd and inches here, and Wayne Hills, you can expect a big run by Robbie Schiller, pick up the first down. And Robbie Schiller going for the extra effort. It seems like he plowed over a man, pushed the ball forward, picked up an extra yard or two there.
Yeah, he definitely got an extra yard from that. And if you're Wayne Hills, that's what you want to see out of your running backs. Extra effort. That's all it is.
Yeah, now instead of first and goal at about the 4-yard line, you got it at about the 3-yard line. And when you're near the goal line, every single yard really counts.
They're definitely going to try to punch it in here. They have 2 fullbacks.
And Christian Rodriguez looking for room, but this Tenafly defense will not allow him to score. And now it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Now, what do you think they do here? Are they going to give Justin DeGroat a chance to throw a touchdown?
Yeah, I think the best play call here will be a play-action pass, drawing all the defensive linemen, all the safeties, all the corners, and you have Ryan Cardux wide open in the back of the end zone.
I completely agree with you. I think you need to just give Justin confidence in throwing touchdowns. That's all that can help right now.
Yeah, and Justin DeGroat, did he throw a touchdown against Wayne Valley? I think he's looking for his first passing touchdown of his career in a varsity uniform.
Well, he's in the wide receiver position here.
Robbie Schiller looking for a big run. He plows it in all by himself. He does not need to throw the ball. He does not need to get the handoff. He'll take it himself from the quarterback position and run it right in. And that's a play Robbie Schiller has to be enjoying.
He made it look like he's a grown man playing against little kids right there.
Well, he actually came out on the Wildcat during the Valley game, too. And he had some success with that.
Yeah, this Wayne Hills offense likes to work Robbie Schiller in the Wildcat position. And he makes big things happen.
So we'll see the extra point here by Eric Martinez. You think 11 for 11?
Absolutely. There's no way he's going to miss here. And it seems like the ref's saying something to the Wayne Hills players. Were they a player short there? What happened?
Yeah, you saw Nick Galizia run in late, so they were probably a player short.
And here it is, Eric Martinez. Good again. And you heard the referee blow the whistle in the middle of the play. What happened there?
You know, he didn't throw a flag, so I don't think that had anything to do with the play.
But Robbie Schiller, 6 runs in this game for 16 yards and a big touchdown. Now, his yards per carry aren't as high as they normally are, but that touchdown is definitely a big confidence booster.
And all of his runs, they've been positive. So as long as you get a couple yards each run, that's all you want, or that's at least all you want.
It's opening up the play action here late in the second quarter and into the second half.
Yeah, don't be surprised as the second quarter progresses with 7 minutes and 12 seconds left, or into the second half, Justin DeGroat goes big play action to Robbie Schiller and looks deep for a big pass, maybe 50, 60-yard touchdown in the future for Wayne Hills.
So Matt Shunke, who was injured in the first game against Northern Highlands, he's back in suit tonight, and he should be playing.
And that's something that everyone likes to see. Shunke sat out for a lot of last season with an injury, and we saw him get injured in the first game, but now he's back. He's ready to make an impact, ready to give the extra effort, ready to make some big plays for this Wayne Hills team. And Eric Martinez getting ready for another big kick. And this one's a little bit shorter than normally as Tenafly with a chance to return it. Looking for room, taking it to the outside. Gets to about the 24-yard line. Good field position for Tenafly here.
It's better starting position than they've had all game.
Well, it's only about 4 yards extra, Andrew.
Yeah, and I think that's better.
And when you're one of the special teams guys that's not Eric Martinez on the kickoff, and you see him kick the ball in the air, do you jog a little bit? Do you think, oh, it's going to be a touchback anyways, why even go run after him? Or do you think we got to be planning for just in case like there where he kicks it a little bit shorter than he normally does and you got to get ready to make a tackle?
I think they're running full speed for at least 4 to 5 seconds, and once they see it almost over the end zone, they're like, okay, we got a touchback here.
Yeah, it's time to put your hands around your head and watch Eric Martinez kick it deep when you're one of the special teams guys on Wayne Hills.
Coach Olsen definitely teaches his team to run and sprint right until they get to the ball carrier, though.
And Wayne Hills defense, after playing fantastically, forcing the 4th down on the last drive, a lot of momentum, up 21-0. Don't be surprised if you see another turnover by this Tenafly offense.
And there was a penalty on Tenafly on the kickoff, so they got moved back 10 yards.
And Tenafly trying to get some big runs and just stuffed at the line. If you're Tenafly, do you just abandon the run? Because it seems like it's never working, and their pass seems to be working out pretty well.
Well, you never want to abandon the run completely, but they definitely need to be passing a lot more.
They need to look to some long field shots downfield because they're already 21-0 down. They need to get some points on the board.
I think if they look at some screen passes, that may work for them.
Yeah, down 21-0. Even though it's only the second quarter, you got to be thinking we got to score as soon as possible. Get some points on the board, get some momentum. And when you run the ball, run the clock like that, it's hard to win the game when you're down 21-0.
Yeah, you never like going in the locker room at halftime being down 21-0.
Steve Sobel rolls right, and Wayne Hills brings some big pressure, and Sobel's just going to tuck it in and run for about a yard or a gain of 3 or 4 there.
That was great pressure by the man we've been talking about, Steve Pasterla. He almost had the sack there.
Yeah, Steve Pasterla this season, last week, playing fantastically on special teams, fantastically on offense, and now here showing that he can play fantastically on defense too, forcing the quarterback to run it himself and not be able to go for a big pass like we were saying before.
So what do you think here? You saw that was a designed pass. Do you think they're going to try to pass again?
On 3rd and 4, it's a pretty tricky situation because it's that gray area where you don't know if they're going to pass or they're going to run, but they got 5 wide receivers, so maybe they're going to pass or go with one of those Steve Sobo design runs like they did earlier in the game.
Yeah, they're 5 wide like they were earlier.
And the snap goes back. Steve Sobo's going to run it himself, and this Wayne Hills defense chases him down. He's running out of room, and he almost picks up the 1st down, but is short about a yard there.
Yeah, it looked like he was short about a yard or 2. That was a great play that he took from a fumble into a positive gain, but they're going to have to punt it away here.
Generally, a broken play like that, you see the defense come in, swoop it up, pick it up for a touchdown. That's worst case scenario. But Steve Sobo, great football mind, able to pick up the ball, pick up a couple yards, and even though he didn't get the 1st down, it's better than losing the ball to Wayne Hills there and giving them great field position.
Yeah, and usually you'll see the QB on a play like that just dive on the ball for ball security, but you saw how fast Steve Sobo is there. He picked it up and tried to get the 1st down.
I'm actually interested to see here if they punted out of bounds or if they punted to Christian Rodriguez again.
Well, after that last punt, if you don't punt it out of bounds, there's something wrong.
Well, let's see what Tenafly goes with here on this punt. It's a good snap. Ball's in the air. And it's a low line drive kick to Christian Rodriguez. He's looking to do more of the same. He's going up the middle. He's plowing through a couple tackles, and he's down at about the 28-yard line. That's a good return for Christian Rodriguez there.
A good 16-yard return. You can't ask for more than that.
And if you're Tenafly, you only made Wayne Hill start 7 yards back from where they would have started if you went for it on a 4th down and didn't get it. Do you think it would have been a good idea for Tenafly to maybe try and go for a QB sneak or a pitch to the outside, pick up the 1st down on 4th down there?
Well, actually, a little fumble-rooski, that may have worked.
Yeah, always some trickery on 4th down can fool the defense. And if you're Tenafly, you got to make some big risks. You got to do something big here, down 21-0. Justin DeGroat drops back. Ball's up in the air. He has a man open, and he overthrows him by just a yard or 2. It looked like it was about to fall right into the hands of Eric Moskal, and it just a little bit long there.
And you saw it was a little overthrown, but like Coach Olsen said, the extra effort, you saw Eric Moskal dive for that, and that's what you want to see. You want to see them give the extra effort on every situation.
And the crowd had a collective ooh when they saw Justin drop back and throw it high in the air and Eric Moskal 3-4 yards in front of his guy. If they were able to complete the pass there, there's no doubt in anyone's mind it was going to be a touchdown.
If you're Wayne Hills, do you go for the pass again?
Probably not. I think you got Christian Rodriguez back there. You got to go for a big run here on second down. And Robbie Schiller gets the ball almost down, but stays on his feet, able to pick up a big gain there of 8 yards. And that's what you like to see.
That's one of those screens I was telling you earlier about.
Yeah, it was. That's what we've been seeing all season. One hit, and you still go. That's just the running back core for this team.
And if you're a Tenafly defensive lineman, you see Robbie Schiller right in front of you. You try to tackle him. He's going down, and he just puts his hand right on the turf and is able to get right back up and start running. That has to be demoralizing for the defense.
You thought you had a sure tackle, a stat in the book, and takes it right away from you.
And now here's the handoff to Christian Rodriguez. He tries to plow through for about a yard or a gain of 1 or 2 there.
You're always working hard for tackles against these running backs. There's no such thing as an arm tackle or a sure tackle against these running backs.
Yeah, the Tenafly defensive lineman had to go low and high to take down Christian Rodriguez there, or else he might have bounced it out to the outside and picked up a big gain.
He's been doing that all season, so I'm sure he's going to do it this game.
And 2nd and 8 here with 4 minutes left in the second quarter. You think they might try to go for a pass to the outside to Moskal?
Yeah. Well, I guess not.
Screen pass to Schiller. Looking for some room, and he's tackled at about the 10-9 yard line, and now it's going to be 3rd and short, and that's what you like to see if you're Wayne Hills.
That's exactly what you want for this junior quarterback, Justin DeGros. Maybe give him a short pass right here would work.
On 3rd and short, Wayne Hills generally likes to go for the run play, try to pick up the first down, because when you go for the pass, you might get the incompletion, and a lot of wrong can happen.
Well, we'll see what they do here. They got the best backs in the league right now.
Now, which league are you referring to here, Andrew?
The Big North Conference.
Here's the pitch to the outside of Robbie Schiller. He's looking for room. He gets to the outside. He's just going to coast right into the end zone. I'm sorry, it was actually Christian Rodriguez there for a fantastic run. Great play by Christian Rodriguez.
And you've seen every game this season, Christian Rodriguez and Robbie Schiller have had touchdowns. That's what they're doing. It's great.
Yeah, Wayne Hills has the two-headed monster, Christian Rodriguez and Robbie Schiller, playing fantastically. They both picking up big yards. They're both pushing into the end zone. They're real workhorses.
12 for 12 this season on extra points?
That's something you can definitely expect for Eric Martinez here. And here's the snap. Falls down. Eric Martinez kicks it through the uprights, and it's good. And we'll be right back after this.
Back to pass, excellent protection all the time in the world. Looking downfield, looking for Van Peenen, triple covered, sticks it in there, flags on the play. Van Peenen ahead to the 20, looking for the sideline. He's across the 10, near the goal line, dives. Touchdown, Ray Van Peenen.
And we're back. Wayne Hills on that last drive, able to punch it in. And it seems like every single time they get the ball, they're looking for a big run by Robbie Schiller or Christian Rodriguez to run into the end zone.
This game has been easy for them so far. It's 28-0, almost going into half. You think Tenafly is going to be able to get a score on the board before halftime?
I think that's definitely the objective. 3 minutes, 8 seconds left. You're Tenafly. You want to try and run a drill where you can try and pick up some more yards, maybe get to the touchdown or a field goal or something. You want to go into halftime with some points. And here's Tenafly getting ready to return the ball. And just tackled by a swarm of Wayne Hills players at about the 24-yard line.
Same spot as last time before the penalty.
Now this Tenafly offense, you think with 3 minutes left, are they going to try to run the ball, or are they immediately going to go to the air it out type offense, try to pick up some big yards?
Well, they have 2 timeouts left, 3 minutes. They can just stick to their normal game plan.
Well, you have to look for them to go to their quick 2-minute offense here. There's only 3 minutes left. They have to be thinking pass all the way.
So it looks like Mike and Andrew, you guys disagree here. Andrew thinks stick with the normal game plan. Mike's thinking let's try and air it out here.
There's 3 minutes left. I don't think you have to do a 2-minute drill. And you got two timeouts left. And the out of bounds. So if you pass, go out of bounds, saves time right there too.
Let's see what Tenafly decides to do. Steve Sobo in the shotgun has a man in motion. Here's the handoff, and Christian Rodriguez wraps him up.
There was no way he was getting past Christian Rodriguez on that play.
And that play is one of the plays that Wayne Hills likes to go to with Robbie Schiller very often. You think Christian Rodriguez, knowing that play so well when he sees Robbie run it, he knows how to stop it?
Yeah, that's got to help him out.
And now we got 2nd and 9 here with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. And Tenafly seems to just be letting the clock run. You let 30 seconds run after a gain of just 1, and you're on the 25-yard line, they're going to go 75 more yards to score a touchdown.
Yeah, that's pretty gutsy.
And now Steve Sobo in shotgun again. Wayne Hill showing blitz. Steve Sobo drops back, looking for a man. He's going to take it himself. But this Wayne Hills defense will not let him get anything. Number 37, Ryan Carter, seemed to be the first man to get to him there.
That was just great team defense by all the Patriots there. The corners covered the wide receivers, and the offense and the defensive line did their assignments.
The defensive line for Wayne Hills tonight has been fantastic, second to none. They're playing like they played best all season.
And now it's about 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7 for Tenafly here. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. I know generally the thought process is go just for the first down, but are you thinking let's try to bust this game open, get a big gain, maybe even go for a touchdown on this play?
Well, if you have an open receiver going deep, pass to him. Why not?
If they could get into the end zone here before half, it'd be amazing and a great momentum boost for the Tenafly defense.
Yeah, you definitely never want to go into halftime having 0 points on the board.
And Wayne Hills just played a fantastic 2 plays, and they decided to call a timeout. What do you think they could be talking about in this huddle here?
They just got to, review their defensive game plan. 2 minutes left. You don't want them to score before halftime.
They might just be going over their assignments, too. You have to always enforce the basics, especially on a quick 2-minute drill like this.
I don't know. This Wayne Hills team, they seem very well coached. They know exactly what they need to do. I don't think you need to call a timeout to explain to them the basics.
So we'll see what Tenafly does with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. 3rd and 9. They're definitely going past here.
Yeah, down 28-0. First half coming to a close soon. They got to be thinking, let's put some points on the board right now, right here. Steve Sobo under center, something you don't see very often. He drops back. He's looking for a man. Got a lot of time. And a great catch. Oh, it is actually incomplete. The ball pops out just at the last second, and it's going to be 4th down for Tenafly here.
If you're the Tenafly receiver there, you can't drop it when you get a first down. That was looking like they could score next couple plays, and you just do that, go into halftime basically 0 points on the board because I don't see them getting an interception or something here that can make them score.
That actually looked like the ground hit it and popped out, Andrew. I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Yeah, I think, though, he dropped it.
Yeah, it looked like the ball hit him right in between the numbers. He did make a good effort to try and dive for the ball, but you got to reel it in as a wide receiver. That's something you've been practicing since training camp started.
You think they're going to punt it right to the Wayne Hills, secondary here?
That's what it looks like. Another line drive punt. It might have been tipped. And Christian Rodriguez is going to pick it up, trying to make something big happen. He's getting to the outside. He's looking for room, and he is taken down at about the 21-yard line. Christian Rodriguez, fantastic at punt returns this game.
He's 3 for 3 on fantastic plays. Against Valley last week, they didn't really have many opportunities like that.
Now, you just said he's 3 for 3 on fantastic plays. How many yards does he have to get to call it a not fantastic play?
I think you have to have some negative yards.
So if you gain 1 yard, that's a fantastic play, Andrew?
Well, if it's not a negative, it's a positive. So what's the room between positive and fantastic?
I'd say you need about a 15, 20-yard return for us to call it fantastic.
So if you had 14 yards, you don't think it's fantastic?
It's pretty good if it's 14 yards. And now Wayne Hill starting out with great field position. Justin DeGroat looking to lead his team for another touchdown. He drops back. A lot of pressure coming at him, and there's the screen pass, but Robbie Schiller not able to reel it in. You think that pressure affected Justin DeGroat on that play?
It definitely had some effect on that play, but that, I think that should have been an easier, play for them to make.
Yeah, Robbie Schiller was only about 2 or 3 yards away from Justin DeGroat. He seemed to throw it a little bit high there. You think he's feeling nervous about this Tenafly defense, or with a 28-0 lead, he's feeling I can be a little complacent, I can be a little whatever. We have this game wrapped up already.
Well, based off the score, I don't think you're too nervous about the defense. But you definitely, if you see some lineman coming right towards you, you got to feel a little pressure.
Screens are difficult to play because the offensive linemen have to let them in so they can block for the running back.
And now here's the pitch to Robbie Schiller. He's got some big yards there. Gets to about the 15-yard line. It looked for a second like he might have taken it all the way to the house there.
Yeah, but we saw a great block by Steve Pacero there to really open it up through, not completely the outside, more towards the middle.
Yeah, Steve Pasterlo is really the jack of all trades. He blocks, he runs, he plays defense, he returns punts. Is there anything that Steve Pasterlo can't do?
I haven't seen him kick a field goal yet.
Now Robbie Schiller gets the pitch again, makes one man miss. He's getting to the outside. There's a flag on the play. He's not able to pick up the first down. You think that's a flag on Tenafly that will propel Wayne Hills for a first down? Or you think it's going to take Wayne Hills back and make this a harder field goal trying fourth down?
I think it could be holding on Wayne Hills. We'll find out in a short moment. Yes, holding on Wayne Hills.
And that's going to drive Wayne Hills back. That's something you don't like to see if you're Robbie Schiller there. You make a great play. You might have even had the first down where the ball is spotted. They give him a generous spot there. And now you got to take it all the way back and try all over again.
That was like one of those birthday presents you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, but the opposite, because now Tenafly in great position to stop Wayne Hills on about 3rd and 12. And Wayne Hills can't be happy about that. They're going to have to pass. Justin DeGroat's going to have to make a big play here. Step up in the pocket, be a presence, and try to pick up the first down.
And there's 55 seconds left. Time's ticking away.
And he goes to the screen pass to Jake Van Penen. He's looking for room, but he's not able to find much. And now it's going to be about 4th and 5 for Wayne Hills. And Wayne Hills calls timeout there, it seems.
You think they're kicking the field goal? We've only seen one field goal on the season with them.
Yeah, that first game against Northern Highlands, Eric Martinez didn't have any field goal attempts. Wayne Hills was able to score a touchdown almost every single time they got the ball. Wayne Valley is a little bit of a different story. Wayne Valley is able to stop Wayne Hills once on 3rd down, and Eric Martinez is going to have to kick the field goal. And if I'm Wayne Hills here, you got to kick the field goal. Eric Martinez is a fantastic kicker. You're up 28-0. Extend the lead. What do you think about that, Andrew?
I think you're right on all your points, but it doesn't look like they're sending in Eric Martinez.
And that's a very risky call. You think that's almost showboating a little bit? You're up 28-0. It's 4th down. Just kick the field goal. Give the defense something to be happy about. I mean, don't be surprised if Wayne Hills gets a big runner, a big pass, and picks up the first down and just completely crushes the spirits of this Tenafly team.
Well, I don't know if it's showboating. Wayne Hills football has tradition, pride. They want to run up the score. They want to play as hard as they can at all times. So if they can get a touchdown here, why not?
That's a good point there, Andrew. Justin DeGroat getting under center. See what Wayne Hills decides to do here. Play action. Great pressure by Tenafly. Justin DeGroat trying to get to the outside, but he is sacked at the 30-yard line. And now it's going to be Tenafly ball. They're going to take over. 38 seconds left. If you're Tenafly, do you just sit on the ball and let the half end, or you try to score a touchdown here?
I think the first play, you try to pass it deep. If you complete it, you got 2 timeouts left, I think you can score. But it all depends on the first play and how much time ticks away.
Yeah, I agree. Although Tenafly had that interception earlier in the game that was taken back for a touchdown, you can't be scared to go to the air and try and pick up some big yards. They need to score a touchdown on this drive, or at least a field goal, something to give themselves something to be happy about, something to hang their hat on as they go back to the locker room when halftime begins. And now Steve Sobo in the shotgun formation. Place seems pretty comfortable. Looks like they're going to pass here. Steve Sobo drops back. He's looking for a man. And he throws it about 4 or 5 yards. Not a big pickup at all for Tenafly.
If you're the Tenafly receiver, why try cut that back in the middle? Why not just run straight out of bounds? Take the yards you already got and let the clock stop.
Yeah, if you run out of bounds, you stop the clock at about 25 seconds. And now the clock's ticking, ticking, ticking. It's at 17, 16, 15 seconds here. Looks like they might not even run a play before the half is over.
Yeah, they don't need to, and I don't think they will. 9, 8, they're definitely not running another play.
It looks like they're just about to let the half just wrap up here.
Yeah, the clock hits 0 right now.
And Wayne Hills has been playing a fantastic half of football. They're really rebounding well from that loss against Wayne Valley last week.
I think the number one thing is the defensive line. They haven't let Tenafly do anything when it comes to running up the middle to the outside. It's been fantastic all game.
And this Wayne Hills defense, if you think about it, they didn't allow a single point in the second half against Wayne Valley. They don't allow a single point here in the first half against Tenafly, and that's a whole game, no points.
It's hard to come back from being 28-0.
And now we have the fourth member of our crew, Mike DeFury, down with Coach Goldstein. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey, thanks, guys. We have Coach Goldie here. Now, Coach, what do you think you guys did good in the first half?
Oh, we were on defense a lot, so we certainly need to clean up our offensive schemes, and we need to control the ball more. We didn't control the ball very well.
What should we expect to see in the second half, Coach?
Ball control. We're going to get our ground game going, see if we can get Justin some confidence in the passing game, and try and put a couple more up on the board.
Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Mike. And it seemed like Coach Goldie wasn't happy with the time of possession for Wayne Hills there. I mean, they're up 28-0. Can't he be happy for just a little bit? Show that the offense played fantastically, the defense played great?
The passing game, it wasn't perfect. In the time of possession, they had a few big plays, so they didn't really have opportunity to hold the ball too long. They were really close to the end zone every time.
You're right, Andrew. And now, at the end of the first half, it is 28-0 Wayne Hills. When we come back, the Wayne Hills marching band will be performing.
But here we go, Lucas will inbound the corner with 3 minutes to go. She gets it to Giametta. Giametta corrals it, puts a shot on net. Deflected into the net, a goal by Brittany Galone, and Wayne Hills wins the North 1 Group 3 state championship. Oh, baby, call your friends, Wayne Hills state champions, baby.
Couldn't script it any better, Joe. Couldn't script it any better myself.
What a shot by Brittany Galone off the deflection from Jacqueline Giametta, and Wayne Hills wins the North 1 Group 3 state championship in dramatic fashion.
Victoria Lee, librarians Brielle Chamberlain, Curry Kerpek, Nitu Nirapil, and Alisa Shiner. Their field repertoire this evening: drive, cruising, traffic, country road, and heading home. The Wayne Hills Patriot Marching Band.
And that's the game. That is the game. Your Wayne Hills Patriots beat the Northern Highland Highlanders 4-1. There was pandemonium at Patriot Stadium. Wayne Hills 4, Northern Highlands 1. A great game by both teams, but obviously Wayne Hills coming out on top.
Wayne Hills Patriots are up 28-0. The Wayne Hills Patriots have 110 yards of total offense here, and that doesn't seem like a lot considering the score on the scoreboard, but Patriots special teams have been fantastic with the punt returns of Christian Rodriguez. Now, Tenafly has almost the same amount of yards on offense as the Patriots do, but again, the special teams so far have been the difference in this game. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Thanks, Mike. And that was a fantastic return by Wayne Hills. They're going to set up some great field position here to start off the second half at 28-0.
Those short squib kicks right to Craig Kuhnlein, ran it right up the middle, got about the 46, 47-yard line.
That's exactly what happened last week with Steve Pastorella.
Now, Mike talked about how there wasn't much total yards of offense. Do you think that's because the offense isn't playing very well, or do you think it's because Tenafly just keeps giving Wayne Hills fantastic field position and they don't have many yards to gain to score the touchdown?
Yeah, like you just said, they've been getting interceptions for points that way, and their special teams has been amazing. The punt returns by Christian Rodriguez have been fantastic tonight.
And here's the handoff to Christian Rodriguez. And there's a big pile, but he finds a way to break out of it, but it's quickly brought down for a short gain. Now, Wayne Hills, second half here, up 28-0. It looks like they're going to run there. Looks like they're going to run a lot in the second half. They're going to try to run some clock. Or do you think Justin DeGroat might try go deep, maybe throw his first passing touchdown of his varsity career?
Well, you saw when Mike DeFiori talked to Coach Goldstein, he said they're going to try to give more reps for Justin on the throws. So he had 32 passing yards the first half. I could see him ending the game with about 100.
Coach Goldstein also said there's going to be some great ball control in the second half. And screen pass out to Robbie Schiller. Looks like he doesn't have much room. He gets it back to about the yard line of scrimmage. And now it looks like it's about to be a 3rd and 6 situation. Now Wayne Hills here, 3rd and 6. Do you try to run the ball, pass the ball? What's the mindset on 3rd and 6?
I would say pass the ball, but you can do one of those 5-wide sets where you run it right up the middle. I think that would work here.
Yeah, Justin DeGroat does have some athleticism that he hasn't really been showing in the Wayne Valley game or this game, but he can really run around if he needs to.
I think the Patriot offense is going to look to a lot of set runs with the quarterback this half.
Big prediction there by Mike. Not one quarterback run in the first half, and he's expecting a lot of them in the second half.
That's a pretty bold prediction.
Let's see what happens. Justin DeGroat drops back. He's looking for a man. He finds Christian Rodriguez. He breaks one tackle. He breaks a couple more tackles, runs into his own man, but he gets to the outside. He's got one man behind him. He stiff arms him. He keeps running, and it looks like he might have just scored another touchdown. No, he is down at about the 1 or 2 yard line. A fantastic play by Christian Rodriguez. It looked like they stopped him before the first down marker, and he just kept pushing, kept going. He had a man on him from the 20-yard line up until the 2-yard line, and he carried him with him, held him by the face mask.
Looked like he was down before the first down, like you said, but no, 40, 45-yard run. That was a fantastic play.
Rodriguez is really trying to get as many yards off of every touch of the ball he gets.
And now here we go, 1st and goal on the 4-yard line. Robbie Schiller in the Wildcat formation. He's going to run up the middle himself. Tries to get to the outside and push out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. A gain of about 0 there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Justin DeGroat comes in. He was wide receiver there, but we'll see if he plays a little quarterback, try to get a touchdown throwing.
Yeah, I think Justin DeGroat can play a little bit of quarterback in this game. But Robbie Schiller, we saw that exact same play in the second quarter, where they went Wildcat, he ran it to the outside and scored a touchdown. Why wasn't he able to make it work on that play?
I think the defense, they saw it in the first half. They let up a touchdown. They were a little more experienced. They knew what was coming, and they stopped it.
I think the blockers around the end on that play really didn't do a great job of sealing off the defense.
That could be also.
Here's the handoff to Christian Rodriguez. He goes up the middle, powers it in. And the rest, they're going to talk a little bit. Looks like he's down at about the 1-yard line. So close. As a running back, how do you feel when you try to run it and you think you got the touchdown and then it turns out you're just inches away?
I think I feel I got to try to run it the next play and get it into the end zone. You can't do any more than that.
Well, as a running back, you definitely have to power forward. You feel like you owe it to your team to get it back into the end zone the next play.
And let's see what Christian Rodriguez can do here. He's set in the backfield. They also have Steve Pasterla and Justin Hogan as fullbacks, maybe lead blockers. And Christian Rodriguez dives right over the pile. A fantastic play by Christian Rodriguez to score a touchdown. If he tried to run it in, just simply run it in, he probably wouldn't have scored that. But he jumps right over the line, and great play by
that two
Rodriguez.
fullback set with Steve Pasterla and Justin Hogan, it just cleared the path for him. It was an easy touchdown.
Yeah, it's almost easy to run when you got two fantastic lead blockers like Steve Pasterla and Justin Hogan, and then you add the fantastic talents of Christian Rodriguez. It's a touchdown every time.
Yeah, Steve Pasterla, Justin Hogan, they have really been stepping up this season. I think that surprises a lot of people. You know, they're underclassmen. They didn't think that was going to happen.
And here we go, Eric Martinez getting ready for another extra point. And it is good. No surprise there. Christian Rodriguez, though, 8 rushes, 85 yards, and 3 touchdowns in this game.
He's having a fantasy game if this was a fantasy football, you know, if they had that for high school.
Yeah, he'd have about 20 points, and that's a lot of points for your running back, and it's only the third quarter.
He would have about 28 points.
And Christian Rodriguez, he has 3 touchdowns already. How many do you think he's going to go for this game?
As many as he can get. I think that's what he always tries to do.
You think he might add another 1 or 2 on the board? Or you think they're going to take him out for a little bit? You think they might let Robbie score some touchdowns? You think they might try to put Justin Hogan in for some touchdowns? Steve Pasterla? What are they going to do in the goal line for the rest of this game?
There's 9:30 left in the third. They're up 35-0. I could definitely see them putting Justin Hogan or Steve Pasterla at running back and try to let them get some big runs or touchdowns.
And Eric Martinez tees it up, getting ready for another big kickoff. And Tenafly, 2 kick returners back deep. Eric Martinez, a booming kick. Ball deep in the air, and it looks like Tenafly is going to try to return it. But it's going to be a touchback down to the 20-yard line now for Tenafly. And what's the mindset of Tenafly here, where every single time Wayne Hill scores a touchdown, it's a touchback, and now Tenafly needs to start at the 20-yard line, 80 yards to go for a touchdown, and that seems like a eternity for Tenafly. They cannot even get close to the end zone this game.
80 yards is a lot. They've been getting close, and then they have a turnover of some sort every time. So we'll see if they can finally get a good drive and hopefully get a score here.
They have to be looking to the air here. They're 35 points down. They have to be looking for a pass.
I think they have some sort of an idea that, you know, it's hard to come back from 35-0. So they may just try to work the running game and the short passing game to see, you know, to fix their game for the future.
Steve Sobo with the handoff. Seems like a little bit of miscommunication. I think he thought it was going to be a handoff to his right. The running back thought it would be to the left. They kind of bumped into each other a little bit there.
Yeah, but it was a great play by the defensive line, and that's been it all game. Their defensive line has really stepped up.
And now, Wayne Hills, after getting great penetration on that last play, 2nd and 15, you think they might try take him down again in the backfield, or you think they might try to go with 3 blitzers, keep 8 guys back, and try to play some good pass defense here?
Well, they're always trying to protect the pass, but I think if you see an opportunity to stop them in the backfield, you always have to go for it.
And here we go, number 22 for Tenafly, a big run, gets to the 50-yard line. Great play for Tenafly there.
That's exactly what they needed here. Put a little bit of confidence in the quarterback and the offense, and I expect that they'll do that 1 or 2 more times, maybe even for a score.
I think if they keep doing that, this drive, they'll definitely get a score on the board, and like for them, it'll be a good thing. They won't end the game with 0 points on the board.
Yeah, there haven't been many highlight plays for this Tenafly team. That's a great play that they can look back when they go see the tape on Monday, and they can say, I'm happy with that play.
They can look at it, see what worked, and then look at the other plays, see what didn't work.
Definitely. And now, Tenafly in the shotgun formation again. Here's a handoff to the running back, and Wayne Hills not allowing him to get any yards. The rest blow the whistle. This Wayne Hills team doesn't only play till the whistle, they play till after the whistle. They make sure the running back goes down every time.
You said, they don't play to the whistle, they play to the echo of the whistle. They want to make sure the play is done until they stop playing.
This is a team where they rep on getting good tackles and tackle formations.
Yeah, when you see Wayne Hills getting ready to go for a tackle, they don't try to wrap him up with the arm. They don't try to grab him by the jersey. They get into the three-point stance, they look him right in the eyes, and they thrust right through their body and take him down every time.
Just that thrusting motion really helps them with tackling.
And now Steve Sobo drops back looking for a man. Big throw, and just cannot find a way to complete a pass deep. It seems like every time Tenafly goes deep, they have a man that's somewhat open, and they just can't connect the quarterback and the wide receiver.
Well, it looks like Christian Rodriguez was shaken up a little bit on that play, but he seems to be walking back to the huddle okay.
And that's always good. You know, when a guy gets injured, you get scared a little bit when you see a great player get injured, but you want to see him get up, come back to the huddle, and that's something that's great to see when he can come back to the huddle and not have any major injury.
We saw that a couple times last week against Wayne Valley. It looked like Christian Rodriguez got hurt. He may have had an injury, but guess what? He came back, and he powered through it. He scored a couple touchdowns, and he's one of the hardest workers on the field.
Yeah, C-Rod's really a warrior. He plays every single play like it's his last. He goes all out every single play, full speed, full strength, no matter what he can do. And that's the type of playing style that can sometimes get you injured. But he gets right back up. He gets ready to play. If he has a little bit of a hamstring injury or an ankle, he still plays through it. And that's something you like to see from a player like that. Great endurance to play through the injury.
You're absolutely right.
And now Steve Sobo in the shotgun again. The shotgun didn't really work in the first half for Tenafly. Why do you think they keep sticking to it?
I don't think anything's working.
And Wayne Hills, 3 guys about to make the sack. And it looks like the ref's about to call a late hit on Wayne Hills. I don't know if that's the correct call there.
It's either intentional grinding or, yes, a late hit by Nick Galizia.
Let's see what the ref calls here. Now, do you think that was intentional grounding, or do you think he was actually looking for a guy and Galizia just got him with a great hit?
Well, that definitely, the referee says intentional grounding.
If you're a quarterback and you got a bunch of guys coming at you, do you try to throw the ball away like that and risk the intentional grounding, or would you just tuck it in, take the sack, and try to get some more yards on the next play?
Well, with intentional grounding, you obviously lose yards, and with the sack, you lose yards. So it's more of like, what works better for you? You want to take a hit or not?
Yeah, I completely agree. You got to decide what you're going to do as a quarterback before the game even starts. You got to know when you got 3 guys coming at you, do you throw the ball away? Do you try to tuck it in? Do you try to run it to the outside? You got to figure out what's your best option for you as a quarterback.
So we'll see what they do here on 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it seems like Tenafly gets 3rd and long every single drive, and it's hard to convert when it's going 3rd and 10. But Steve Sobo rolls out, looks for a man, and is intercepted by Robbie Schiller, and he steps out of bounds. But if he didn't step out of bounds, that could have been a big return by Robbie Schiller.
That would have been huge. The offense for Tenafly, they saw the interception, and it almost looked like they started walking off the field.
And Steve Sobo on that play, he rolls out, he sees a lot of pressure, and he just throws it away pretty much right to Robbie Schiller. You got to make sure you throw it out of bounds. Now we got Mike DeFury with some breaking news.
Hey, thanks, guys. You heard Coach Goldie at half, and he was saying that Wayne Hills needs to really control the ball and sustain drives. Well, their first drive of the half, Wayne Hills had an explosive play, and the defense had to come right back on the field. We'll see what happens on this, guys. We'll see what happens on this drive, guys. Back up to you.
Thanks, Mike. And now Justin DeGroat with the handoff to Christian Rodriguez. He makes a couple guys miss, but only able to pick up about 3 yards on that play.
Yeah, Coach Goldstein talked about in the first half how he didn't like the time of possession. There aren't really, too many opportunities to, hold the ball for a long time unless they want to run it more and take shorter plays. And here, they're not starting as well with as good a field position as they have been on almost every other drive. So maybe the time of possession will go up now.
Yeah, very often time of possession is an indicator of who's going to win the game. When you control the ball, you can really put some points on the board eventually. But this Wayne Hills team seems like they do not control the ball very much at all, and it doesn't seem to be affecting them up 35-0. And now a big run to the outside by Justin DeGroat. He picks up the first down, and that's something you like to see, the quarterback getting down and dirty, picking up the first down.
That's what we talked about. He has feet. He hasn't been using them, but there you saw an explosive play, nice 10, 11-yard gain. That was fantastic.
I actually talked about that before with the designed runs like that. That was a great call by Coach Olson.
And now it's a first down for Wayne Hills here. 35-0, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Do you think Wayne Hills is just going to keep running? You think they might mix in a pass or two here and there, see if Justin DeGroat can pick up a big 20-yard gain through the air?
Well, you want to run the ball to burn off some time, but Coach Goldstein said they were going to give Justin more reps, and since they're up 35-0, you should do that.
And here's one of those reps. Justin DeGroat going deep, but it just overthrows his man by just a couple yards, and that's something you don't like to see if you're a quarterback.
No, that's definitely not what you want to see. You had your man Preston Quinn wide open downfield, but it's early in his career. He's got a lot more reps until he graduates.
Yeah, Justin's got the rest of this season and next season to really get it together and figure out the exact timing with his wide receiver. I mean, he doesn't, before on the injury to Kevin Olsen, he wasn't really playing with the first team. He doesn't really have the coordination with the wide receivers down yet completely perfect. But you might see at the end of the season, they'll become one person and he'll be able to make some great throws. And now Justin DeGroat coming under center. 2nd and 10. And here's the handoff to Christian Rodriguez. He hurdles a man. He's got room to the outside. He gets to the 30, down at the 25-yard line. A fantastic run by Christian Rodriguez. He sees men in front of him. He jukes a couple out. He jumps over one of them. He gets to the outside. He finds room. He picks up big yards there.
There's never a time when he sees a defender coming at him where he gets nervous, scared, or anything. He always puts his shoulder down, hurdles over them, whatever he has to do to get past them and gain more yards.
Another thing that we always overlook is his speed. He has great sideline speed when he gets there.
And another thing, like you were saying, that we overlook, fantastic blocking by this offensive line for Wayne Hills tonight. These running backs are having gigantic holes to run through on every single play.
Yeah, that usually is what's always overlooked, but this offensive line all season, besides maybe the Valley game, has been playing great and giving wide open holes.
And Wayne Hill is trying to go with some trickery, playing the running back Robbie Schiller in motion, but only able to pick up about 1 yard on that play.
Yeah, we'll look to see some more reps for Justin Hogan at back here.
Now, with the running game working so well, you think if they try to go to the play action, just a couple plays here and there, they could pick up a big gain through the air?
I think it's definitely an opportunity. I don't see why they wouldn't try it.
I think the best option for them now would be play action and throw a post right to the end zone.
We'll see if they do that, Mike.
Yeah, it seems like this might be the last play of the third quarter. 18 seconds left here. Justin DeGroat hands off to Robbie Schiller. He's got room. He's getting to the outside, and he is tripped up at about the 17-yard line. About a 6-yard gain there.
A shoelace tackle to basically end the third quarter.
With that play, seems like we're going to wrap up the third quarter here. What did you see in the third quarter that you really liked?
I saw the defense clicking on all cylinders like they have been all game. They don't look at the score saying they start off 28, 35, nothing. They don't look at that. They say, guess what, 0-0, we got to play hard. That's how they look at it.
This is textbook Wayne Hills football. The only thing that they let up was that big pass for Tenafly, but other than that, they played a clean half in defense and an awesome half at offense.
Yeah, Wayne Hills played a fantastic 3 quarters of this game. There's no sign of them slowing up. 35-0 when we come back with the fourth quarter.
4 wide receivers set fly back to pass. Throws a ball, and it's going to be intercepted by Rodney Drees. Drees has a cakewalk into the end zone, and Drees brings it in for the touchdown. What a turn of events, folks.
And we're back. Fourth quarter action coming up here. 35-0 Wayne Hills. And what can you expect to see on the 20-yard line? They're in the red zone. What are they going to be trying here?
I think they're going to try to hand it off.
Christian Rodriguez gets the handoff from Justin DeGroat. He's plowing through his own man. Takes it to about the 7-yard line. And there's a flag on the play there.
I think that may be a block in the back by number 77, Rob Levine. But he was just trying hard. He was playing well. I'm not mad by that penalty if I'm the coach.
Yeah, Christian Rodriguez, he really tries to plow through every single player in his way. If it's the other team, every single time. If there's a man in his way from his own team, like we saw there, he might even plow through them. And he was able to pick up a big gain, which might be negated by the penalty, though.
We'll see what the official says. Taking a long time to decide what it is.
Yeah, but the ball is coming back, so it looks like there must have been blocked in the back on Wayne Hills, like you said, Andrew.
There is a penalty marker down against the Patriots.
So, Mike, how do you think that hurts the momentum and confidence of this Wayne Hills offense?
Well, a penalty always hurts an offense, but it definitely hurts a defense more. When you're on offense, you always have an opportunity to gain those yards back.
Yeah, that's true.
And here's a handoff to Christian Rodriguez. And when he got the handoff, he was supposed to run left, but he saw a guy right there getting ready to tackle him, so he bounced out to the outside, but the defensive line was able to come up and make the tackle.
That's just experience for him.
Yeah, he still got a pretty nice gain there. First down.
Yeah, first down for Wayne Hills here. And now they're getting near the end zone. They're getting pretty close, running on almost every single play. If they can go with the play action, I think they might be able to get a big pass on this play. Ooh, fantastic move by Christian Rodriguez. The spin move, getting 3 guys off of him, get a good 5-yard carry there.
That was a fantastic play call. I think a lot of people expected them to throw it there. They saw we've been running a lot this second half, and they saw, hey, they're going to give their QB more throws, but that was a great play call.
And Christian Rodriguez hitting them with the spin move. He normally goes with the power move, tries to run through people, but he shows that he also has the finesse side to his game to pick up big yards like he can do on almost any single play. And now Justin DeGroat gets under center. Robbie Schiller in the backfield. There's the pitch to Robbie Schiller. He gets to the outside, and it looks like he's going to take it in for a touchdown. Robbie Schiller, another touchdown in this game, and it is 41-0 Wayne Hills with 9 minutes and 34 seconds left in this fourth quarter.
Wayne Hills is making this look way too easy.
Yeah, they got near the goal line. They threw the pitch to Robbie Schiller, and it looked like he was going to get taken down. He made a couple quick cuts, looked like almost a mouse in a maze, and was able to get out and score the touchdown there.
That's one of Coach Olson's go-to plays when you're that close in the red zone.
Yeah, you often see that.
Yeah, the pitch really works in the end zone because you got a lot of guys packed in the box, and you can get it to the outside with a quick pitch and score a touchdown very easily sometimes, like we saw there. And Eric Martinez getting ready to kick his 6th extra point of the game, and it is good. 42-0 Wayne Hills.
He is perfect through 3 games.
9 minutes, 34 seconds left. Wayne Hills up 42-0. When they get the ball back, do you think they're going to focus on more ball control like Goldie said they would, or do you think they're going to keep trying to score?
I think the ultimate goal is always to try to score, but I think they're going to try to work the passing game for the future. They can't always, just run it, especially when they play big powerhouse teams like Pascack Valley. They're going to need to pass it, so they just want to get some reps in for Justin DeGroat.
Yeah, Justin DeGroat really needs to get some reps in throwing the ball. He's doing a great job, controlling the offense and keeping up the tempo with the team.
Yeah, in the first half, he was 6 for 8 for 79 yards, and that's a pretty good percentage, 75% completion percentage. But now in this second half, he hasn't been completing many passes, and you really gotta, if you're Justin DeGroat, try to go deep, or maybe even go short with the screen passes, get your confidence up, get some big gains, try to score some passing touchdowns.
That's how you start. You throw a short pass, a screen pass. Once you get some confidence in, you start throwing 10, 20-yard passes, and that's how you evolve as a quarterback.
And here we go, getting set for another kickoff by Eric Martinez. And it's a big kick there. Looks like Tenafly, a muffed kick return. The ball's on the ground. And number 7, Craig Kuhnlein, might have came in to pick it up, but it looks like it is going to be Tenafly ball.
It looked like he was a second too slow in getting there.
Yeah, and that was an exciting play. You saw a Tenafly kick returner try to dive headfirst for the ball. You saw Craig Kuhnlein dive headfirst for the ball, a head-on collision, and you never know who's going to come out of the pile when you got a fumble like that.
But now we'll see the Wayne Hills all-star defense come back on the field.
Yeah, this defense has not had one blemish on their resume in this game, not allowing a single point so far. Do you think that'll change in this game?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they're getting fantastic pressure on every single play, and it's really hard for an offense to start making plays happen when the defensive line just coming through 1 second, 2 seconds into the play. And Sobo with the quick pass, but it's dropped by his wide receiver. And these Tenafly wide receivers seem to be dropping a lot of passes tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the pressure of the Wayne Hills defense or they're just, not as skilled as the wide receivers we're used to seeing. Mike, what do you think's really been working for this Wayne Hills defense?
Well, this Wayne Hills defense is definitely their strong point is definitely their defensive line. As you just saw, Justin Hogan just went up after the ball was thrown and tried to block that pass. It's exactly what you want out of a big, tall defensive end.
Yeah, if Justin Hogan would have been able to intercept that ball there and take it back for a touchdown, that might have been the best play of the season so far. He could do that. But it went right through his hands and apparently went right through the hands of the Tenafly player as well.
And sophomore Brian Burgess is in at cornerback.
And Steve Sobo under center. He drops back looking for a man, throws to the outside, and it is just way over the head of the wide receiver. It seemed like the wide receiver tripped there too.
Yeah, it looked like maybe he tripped or maybe a little pass interference, but luckily the ref didn't throw his flag, so it worked in Wayne Hill's favor.
Yeah, football is very similar to the court of law. You're innocent until proven guilty. If the ref doesn't throw the flag, what a pass interference. And now it's 3rd and long again for Tenafly, something they've been facing all night. Do you think they might try to do one of those quarterback runs that worked earlier, or do you think they might try and pass the ball here?
I don't know. I'm sure Coach Olson talked to the Wayne Hills team in the locker room how to defend that, so I'm sure they know, so they're probably going to pass.
Steve Sobo drops back. He's rolling to his left. He's looking for a man. And when you're a righty quarterback and you roll out left, it's hard to make a pass like you saw there. He threw it right into the dirt.
Yeah, that wasn't an easy play to make, and he didn't make it.
And now it's going to be 4th down and 10 on about the 12-yard line. You think Wayne Hills might come in hard and try to block this punt?
Probably not. No. I think they're going to try to get a huge return out of this, just to practice for the future.
Yeah, Christian Rodriguez and Robbie Schiller back there ready to return a punt. And they're thinking touchdown every single time the other team punts the ball.
And we're used to seeing that with these Wayne Hills football teams. Last year, Andrew Monahan was a beast on the punt returns. And this year, we have Christian Rodriguez and Robbie Schiller playing amazing on these punt returns.
Yeah, Wayne Hills is a high school that just somehow gets great punt returner after great punt returner to come through the doors. And it really helps out the football team. Every time they get a good punt return, sets the offense up a great field position so they can punch it in almost every single time.
You wonder, we obviously know Wayne Hills has one of the best coaching staffs in the state. But we always see these amazing, just individual, athletic players come through Wayne Hills. Is that a coaching thing? Is that just, how they breed the players in Wayne? How do we get so lucky?
It's definitely coaching because every day Coach Olson is making sure that these players are in the weight room, on the field sprinting, making sure that they're getting better every day.
Yeah, these Wayne Hills teams, you watch the freshman teams, they're very good. But when those freshmen become seniors 3 years later, they're just completely different people. They're faster, stronger, bigger, and they have a better mind for the game. And now Tenafly getting ready to punt the ball here. And it's a high punt, probably the best punt of the game so far for Tenafly. And it goes out of bounds at about the 40-yard line.
Well, I think that and the first punt of the game were probably the best because they punted it right out of bounds and didn't let Christian Rodriguez or Robbie Schiller run it back.
I almost wonder if that punt was designed to go out of bounds.
Yeah, if they were about 30 yards, maybe 50 yards ahead, and that was the punt, that could have been a great coffin corner punt. But instead, it's Wayne Hills starting with the ball at the 40-yard line, and Wayne Hills looking to punch it in here.
And we see the famous kicker, Eric Martinez, in at tight end.
And quarterback number 17, Peter Palzewski, lining up under center. And it's only a 1-yard gain on the play there. What are your thoughts on pulling Justin DeGroat with the team up 42-0? Do you think it's important for him to stay in the game, get his reps, get ready for the future games, or do you think you should rest him and he did good work today and won the game?
Well, you need to obviously, give him some more reps at quarterback, just get him used to the varsity level. But you also want the younger guys for when they have to step in next year or the year after. You want them to get reps in too.
Well, you also have to take the time into consideration. 5 minutes left. The Patriots and the coaching staff have to be thinking run the ball out here.
Yeah, do you think Peter Palzewski will have any opportunity to throw the ball, or do you think it's going to be run, ball possession, ball control, just like Goldie said at halftime?
I think they're just going to want to hand it off to Brian Burgess every play. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left.
And here's the handoff to Brian Burgess. He's looking for room, and he's pushed forward about 3-4 yard gain there.
And what's amazing about this Wayne Hills team is the Wayne Hills team, they put in their second, third string guys, but they're still playing the first string guys from Tenafly, and they're still getting good gains like that, 3-4 yard runs.
Yeah, these players on Wayne Hills, not only do they have great first string players, they have great second string, third string, fourth string, fifth string. Every single guy on this Wayne Hills football team is poised and ready to make big plays, even if they don't even get in the game.
Like I had said before, it's definitely all about the coaching and getting them in the weight room and making sure that they spend lots of time in the classroom learning the plays, learning the other team's plays.
And here we go, Peter Palazewski under center. The handoff to number 7, Craig Kuline. He's looking for room. He bounces off one man, and he picks up the first down, it seems, on that play. Great run by Craig Kuline there.
That was a fantastic run. You know, you wonder, after a run like that, you think Craig Kuline may get more reps throughout the season?
Yeah, in the preseason, we thought Craig Kuline was going to get some more first and second quarter touches, but it seems like he hasn't been getting the ball at all this season. What do you think's the reason for that?
Well, I'll tell you what the reason is. Robbie Schiller and Christian Rodriguez.
You want to elaborate on that?
Well, if you have a running back that, every time they touch the ball, they're a threat to score, yeah, it's definitely, the mindset of the coaching staff.
And Craig Kuline looking like a threat to score there. Touchdown, Craig Kuline. He's able to bounce it to the outside and bring it right into the end zone. Great run by Craig Kuline.
That's a fantastic run by Craig Kuline. It looked like there was a couple men in front of him. He juked, he spun around, he got to the outside, and touchdown.
Yeah, Craig Kuline, when he gets the ball, he's always thinking touchdown. He wants to make the most of his opportunities, and just like we saw there, he's always a threat to bust it to the outside, score a touchdown. 48-0 Wayne Hills with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left.
That was another great play by the Patriots offensive line. They're having a great game here today.
Yeah, this offensive line is doing a great job of blocking their men and setting up big holes for the running backs.
You know, a lot of fans were worried. Last year's football team, basically their whole line graduated. We weren't sure how they'd play this year, but they're fantastic.
Yeah, and Eric Martinez, another extra point is good. 49-0 Wayne Hills with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left. And if you're Tenafly here, are you going to keep running like you have been or passing a little bit here and there? Or is it going to be pass every single play, trying to score a touchdown, trying to get a field goal, trying to put some points on the board, not get shut out here?
Well, obviously, you're not just going to pass the ball. You want to make sure you get the right plays in, but they're obviously looking to score and get at least one score on the board.
And as we look at the scoreboard here, 49-0 Wayne Hills in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left. And Eric Martinez getting ready for another kickoff. You think he might take this one off a little bit and just kick it a little short, or you think he's going to go full power like he does every single time?
Well, you know, do you think they want to break, 49, get more than 50 points? Maybe they'll kick it onside.
I highly doubt that's coming. I think Eric Martinez is going to try to kick it deep here. 2 kicker turners back for Tenafly. Now, if you're a kicker turner here, you're down 49-0. When you receive the ball, are you trying to maybe get out of bounds and not get tackled by one of these fantastic special teams players for Wayne Hills, or are you trying to pick up as many yards as you can for your team, trying to maybe even score a touchdown, put some points on the board for this Tenafly team?
Well, if you're a team player like every Wayne Hills player is, you're looking just to get as many yards as you can just to help out the team.
And Eric Martinez getting set to kick the ball off. It's a big kick there. And it sails right to the back of the end zone. It's going to be a touchback for Tenafly here, starting at the 20-yard line. And Tenafly sending their offense onto the field. Just reading their body language, they don't look excited for this offensive drive here.
They'd probably just want the clocks to hit 0-0 and get back onto the practice field so this doesn't happen again this season for them.
Yeah, I think they wish this was a video game and they can just hit the exit button and try to start over or something, because 49-0 with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, they know there's no opportunity for them to come back.
Well, that's the best thing in Madden, you get to quit early if you're losing. It's awesome.
I don't know, these Wayne Hills football players, I have a feeling when they're down in Madden, they try to fight through and try to pick up the win, unlike you, Andrew.
I don't know.
And Wayne Hills not allowing that Tenafly running back to pick up any yards on that run.
Their second string defense is really working hard to see if they can get some reps on the first team.
And now 2nd and 10 with 1 minute 50 seconds left. Is Tenafly just going to run the ball and let the clock run, end the game, go home, down 49-0? Or What do you think's going to happen?
I think they're going to try to let the clock run out as much as possible and prevent any injury that you can prevent. Because in this kind of situation, you get injured, that just adds insult to the score.
Yeah, if you're a Tenafly player, you don't want to get injured here, down 49-0, when you know you got some key games coming up later in the season. And Tenafly with the pitch to the outside. The running back's looking for room. He cuts it back to the middle, but not able to find anywhere to go. This Wayne Hills defense, even though they're up 49-0, will not allow Tenafly to do anything.
That was a great read by the secondary, coming up to fill the huge hole in the middle of the field.
It still amazes a lot of fans here that this second and third string defense, they're still stopping the first string offense of Tenafly. It just shows the level of how great these Wayne Hills players are.
In the big blowouts that have been happening for Wayne Hills in the past couple of years, it's something that doesn't surprise the fans anymore. They see these players come in, they see these players play fantastically year after year after year, and in a year or two, all these players on the field, they'll be the big stars for Wayne Hills football. And it seems like play action for Tenafly. The quarterback rolls out looking for a man and just throws it right into the dirt. The ball doing some nice spinning there, though, after the throw.
Yeah, Martin Kilroy almost got the sack there. Ran him almost right out of bounds.
And now it's 4th and 13 for Tenafly with 12 seconds left. And it looks like they're just going to let the clock run out. And it's going to be a victory for Wayne Hills, 49-0. A great game for Wayne Hills today.
Special teams, the punt returns, the defensive line, the whole defense, and the running game was fantastic tonight.
And the clock runs out there. Wayne Hills wins this game 49-0. Now, when you watch this game, you see that Wayne Hills won 49-0, but they again could not throw a passing touchdown. Do you think that's going to be a problem as we go forward, or do you think the great running by Christian Rodriguez and Robbie Schiller will make up for the lack of passing touchdowns that have been
I think that has potential for problems for them, but I think this Wayne Hills coaching staff will work on it, and they'll get this team ready for the passing game in the future.
They're definitely going to work on passing in practice. That's the #1 goal right now, is to get the passing game back on point.
Yeah, and that's the game, it seems like, 49-0. And next time when we come back, we're going to have another great game from Wayne Hills in about 2 weeks. See what happens there.